जब लग तेल दिवे मुख बाती, तब सूझै सब कोई। तेल जले बाती ठहरानी, सूना मंदिर होई। हुक्म श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब, पेज 477-478, अंग 477 478। आसा। जब लग तेल दिवे मुख बाती, तब सूझै सब कोई। तेल जले बाती ठहरानी, सूना मंदिर होई। आसा। In this Shabad, Kabir Ji reminds us about our imminent death and cautions us against being absorbed in the attachment of our friends and relatives and committing sins or evil deeds on account of them. Comparing our body to a lamp, life breath to the oil and the wick, Kabir Ji addresses us and says, O mortal, as long as there is oil and the wick in the lamp, till then everything is visible. However, when the oil is burnt and the wick is extinguished, then the house becomes dark and lonely. Similarly, as long as there are breaths in the body and one is alive, everything appears to be one's own to a mortal. But when one stops breathing, one's body becomes lifeless. Then one cannot see or do anything. Para 1. रे बोरे तोय खरी न राखै कोई, तू राम नाम जप सोई. Referring one's loneliness after death, Kabir Ji advises, O mortal, after death, nobody wants to keep you in the house even for a moment. Therefore, meditate on that God's name which alone would go along with you. Para 1-pause. जहाँ काँ की मात पिता कहो का कहो, कवन पुरख की जोई. खट फूटे को बात न पूछे, काडो काडो होई. Describing the funeral scene after death, Kabir Ji says, when the picture of life of a person breaks down and the person dies, immediately there is a concern on everybody's mind to dispose of the body. Tell me, who at that time thinks about such things as whose mother, father or spouse is this dead body? Para 2. देवरी बैठी माता रोवे, खटिया ले गए भाई. लट छिटकाए त्रिया रोवे, हंस के ला जाई. Commenting upon the state of the near and dear relatives and the soul of the dead person, Kabir Ji says, sitting in the porch, the mother wails, while the brothers and other relatives and friends take away the coffin for cremation. The wife weeps with her disheveled hair, while the poor soul is going alone into the next world. Para 3. कहत कबीर सुनो रे संतो, भय सागर कहताई. इस बंदे सिर जुल्म होत है, जम नहीं हटे गुसाई. Seeing such a heart-wrenching tragedy which happens again and again to the human beings, Kabir Ji passionately urges, listen, O saints. Kabir says, for the sake of this dreadful worldly ocean, which one deems as his or her own, one commits so many sins and misdeeds. Therefore, at the time of the death, the person is cruelly punished, and, O God, at that time the demon of death doesn't stop torturing the person. Para 4-9-2 phrase stanzas. The message of this Shabad is that all our friends and relatives love and care about us as long as there is life in our body. But as soon as we breathe our last, no one would own us, and our soul would go alone and suffer the punishment for all the sins and evil deeds committed by us for our own sake or for our family and friends. Therefore, instead of involving ourselves too much in the worldly affairs and committing sins for ourselves or for our near and dear ones, we should meditate on God's name, which alone would accompany and help us in the end. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. SGGSP 477-478. Thank you.